In just 9 minutes, this video distills the powerful insights from the 2-hour Next Level Soul podcast with Cheryl Page, hosted by Alex Ferrari on February 15th, 2025. Cheryl dives into urgent 2025 predictions, spirit messages, and deep spiritual truths. What's coming next? And are you prepared? Watch till the end for wisdom that could change your perspective. Here are the key takeaways from the podcast. Takeaway 1. A storm is coming in 2025. Cheryl Page warns that 2025 will bring a significant energetic or global shift, which she describes as a storm. This storm may not be just about the weather, but also about social, political, and spiritual transformations. She emphasizes the importance of being prepared mentally, emotionally, and spiritually rather than just physically. The key is to stay grounded, raise your vibration, and not get caught up in fear. For example, if you feel uneasy about the future, instead of spiraling into fear, practice grounding techniques like meditation, spending time in nature, or connecting with like-minded people who uplift you. Do you think the world is heading toward a major transformation in 2025? Comment below with your thoughts. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. The veil is our own limitation. Cheryl challenges the common idea that the veil between the living and the spirit world is something external. She argues that the veil is actually a product of our own belief systems and conditioning. We can thin this veil by being open to communication from the other side, rather than waiting for some cosmic event to do it for us. The more we engage with the spirit world, the more natural the connection becomes. For example, if you've ever had a vivid dream of a loved one who has passed, instead of dismissing it as imagination, consider it as real contact. The more you acknowledge it, the more these experiences may happen. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Spirits take the path of least resistance. Spirit communication often follows patterns or symbols that are easy for us to recognize. If a loved one has sent you a butterfly before, they are likely to keep using that symbol instead of switching to something completely different. This is because spirits prefer to use established neural pathways to send messages rather than create new ones. Paying attention to repeating symbols can strengthen your connection with the other side. For example, if you keep seeing the number 1111 or a specific bird appearing whenever you think of someone who has passed, take it as a sign rather than a coincidence. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Historical figures want to help us. Cheryl mentions that spirits of historical figures like JFK, Tesla, and Gandhi are available to share wisdom with those who ask. She suggests that these spirits still evolve and gain knowledge after death, making them even more insightful than they were in life. Anyone can ask for guidance from these figures. There's no secret club required. It's about setting the intention, opening your heart, and allowing the communication to happen. For example, if you admire Nikola Tesla, take a moment to mentally invite him into your space before you start a creative project. See if you feel inspired in an unexpected way. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. A vibrationship is more important than a relationship. Cheryl introduces the concept of a vibrationship, a deep energetic connection between two people, even if one of them is on the other side. She says that love doesn't end when someone dies. It just changes form. Instead of grieving, people can continue their bond with a deceased loved one by being open to signs, messages, and communication. The key is to think of it as an ongoing relationship rather than something that ended. For example, if you feel a strong emotional pull to a loved one who has passed, try talking to them out loud or writing them a letter. You may be surprised by the subtle ways they respond. We're halfway through the video. Thank you for sticking with us this far. If you're enjoying it, please give us a thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below. To see more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. Words are spells. Use them wisely. Cheryl explains that words carry energy and shape reality, which is why they are called spells in language. Saying, "I am lucky" regularly can shift your reality towards luck, while saying, "I am always broke" reinforces financial struggle. She warns against careless words because they can reinforce negative patterns. The way we talk about ourselves and our world directly influences what we experience. For example, instead of saying, "I can't communicate with spirits," try saying, "I am open to receiving messages." Small shifts in language create big shifts in reality. Have you ever noticed how your words influence your life? Comment below with an experience. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Ask for help from the other side. Cheryl emphasizes that spirits are willing to help, but they won't interfere unless invited. Many people struggle unnecessarily because they don't think to ask for guidance. This can be as simple as mentally requesting help before a big decision or moment of uncertainty. The response often comes as intuition, synchronicities, or an unexpected message from another person. For example, if you're feeling stuck in your career, take a quiet moment to ask for clarity from the spirit world. Then, pay attention to unexpected opportunities or ideas that come to you. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Open the gifts you are given. Cheryl shares that spirits often send symbols, gifts, or insights, but people fail to recognize them. She compares it to receiving a beautifully wrapped gift but never opening it. Signs from the spirit world often have multiple layers of meaning, so it's worth exploring them further rather than dismissing them. The key is to remain curious and look deeper into what is being shown. For example, if you keep seeing dragonflies, don't just note it and move on. Research its symbolic meaning, reflect on what it could be telling you, and see how it fits into your current life situation. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Fear blocks spiritual growth. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to connecting with the spirit world and understanding life beyond death. People often dismiss spiritual experiences because they are afraid of judgment, losing control, or challenging their beliefs. Cheryl encourages people to replace fear with curiosity, which allows for deeper exploration. The more we engage with the unknown, the less scary it becomes. For example, if you experience something unexplainable, like hearing your name whispered when no one is around, try asking, "Who is trying to reach me?" instead of immediately shutting down in fear. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Imagination is a doorway to the spirit world. One of the biggest struggles people have is wondering whether they are making things up or actually receiving messages. Cheryl explains that imagination and spiritual perception are closely linked. The trick is to trust the first thing that comes to mind rather than overanalyzing it. Most people dismiss real spiritual communication because it feels like their own thought, when in reality, it is a message. For example, if you close your eyes and ask a loved one in spirit to place something in your hand, whatever you see first is likely real. The more you trust it, the clearer the messages become. Have you ever dismissed a gut feeling only to realize later it was right? Share your experience below. Here is a brief introduction about Cheryl Page. Cheryl Page is a seasoned clinical researcher with over 2 decades of expertise in oncology, palliative care, and hospice. Her work has always been rooted in compassion and a deep understanding of life's most profound transitions. However, after the tragic loss of her life partner in 2017, Cheryl experienced a life-altering spiritual awakening that forever changed her path. This profound shift unveiled her innate ability to connect with those across the veil, sparking her exploration of consciousness and the mysteries of existence beyond the physical realm. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this summary of the Next Level Soul podcast with Cheryl Page informative. If you're interested in learning more about these topics, I encourage you to watch the full podcast on YouTube by clicking on the link in the description below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like below and share this video in your WhatsApp groups. You can also discuss about this video by commenting below. To get more such videos in your timeline, press the subscribe button below.